What was the word for here in German?
Here.
Here. The word for there is da. Da. Spelled D-A.
Da.
And of course we see the TH to D shift again. English TH in there to German D in da. How would you say, I can stay there tomorrow? I can stay there tomorrow.
Ich kann da. Okay. Ich kann morgen da bleiben.
Good. Ich kann morgen da bleiben. So we need to think about the order of these words. Now we have the when first. If we have a nicht, that's going to come afterwards. And then we have the where. Here we don't have any nicht. So we have ich kann morgen da bleiben. I can stay there tomorrow. Da bleiben also means to stay put. So depending on the context, ich kann morgen da bleiben might mean I can stay there tomorrow or I can stay put tomorrow. So that might be ambiguous, but you can understand the difference by the context. Another to form we have in German that we don't have in English is to must. We mentioned that in German we have to can, we have to must, and we don't have these verbs in English. In English we get around having no to must by using to have to, which of course is closer to the meaning of muss in German. We said that ich muss is much more like I have to than I must. So how would you say I don't have to go now? Literally, I mustn't go now in German.
Ich muss jetzt nicht gehen.
Very good. Ich muss jetzt nicht gehen. So in German, we have müssen.
Müssen.
This is written M-U and U with the umlaut, the two little dots above the U, S-S-E-N. Now this double S makes the U sound shorter. Müssen.
Müssen.
Good. So ich muss doesn't have these two dots above the U. It's irregular, just how we saw ich kann was irregular and ich will was irregular. Ich muss is also irregular. The to form has two dots over the U. Müssen.
Müssen.
How would you say we must?
Wir müssen.
Wir müssen. Good. How would you say must we? Do we have to?
Müssen wir?
Good. Müssen wir? There's quite a few verbs in German also of Latin origin that end I-E-R-E-N. Now this I-E-R-E-N ending, which will show you that the verb came in from Latin, is pronounced like Ian mostly. It's contracted in spoken and the pronunciation you get is Ian. So you don't really hear the R there. For example, organize becomes organisieren.
Organisieren.
How would you say, must we organize it now? Must we organize it now?
Müssen wir es jetzt organisieren?
Very good. Very good. Müssen wir es jetzt organisieren? Very good. To study is studieren. Studieren.
Studieren.
We have the ST of study giving us st in German. Studieren.
Studieren.
Must we study? Do we have to study?
Müssen wir studieren?
Müssen wir studieren? Must we study now?
Müssen wir jetzt studieren?
Very good. Müssen wir jetzt studieren? To give you some more German words of Latin origin that you might hear around, you can guess their meaning. Adoptieren.
To adopt.
Adopt, of course. Aktivieren.
To activate.
Activate. Argumentieren.
To argue. Argument.
Yes, exactly. It's not like argue, but it's not argument because this is a noun in English. Now, we don't really have to argument, but the meaning is that exactly. It's to put forward an argument rather than to argue. Very good. Boykottieren.
To boycott.
To boycott. Autorisieren. Attackieren. Definieren. Demolieren. Can you work that one out?
Demolish.
Demolish. From Italian you get this one, no? It's more obvious. Deportieren.
To deport.
Funktionieren.
To function.
To function or to work, no? To say that something works. So quite a few you will hear around. Informieren. Interessieren. Kopieren. normalisieren, etc., etc. So keep an eye out for those. And, of course, there will be many of these words that you want to use that you won't realize that they exist in German until you give it a try. So maybe one time you want to use the word exist, and you decide you're going to give it a try in German and see what happens. What would you do?
Existieren.
Existieren. And you would be right. Existieren. A Latin C, like a C making an S sound, like in accept or reduce, often becomes a Z in German. So, for example, in reduce, this is a Latin C giving us an S sound in English, and this will become a Z in German. And Zs in German are pronounced TS. TS. That's the pronunciation of a Z sound in German. So, knowing that, how do you think you would say reduce?
Redux.
And what's the verb?
Reduzieren.
Good. Reduzieren. Accept. Accept has two C's. The first one becomes a K. The second C that sounds like an S, accept, becomes a Z. So in German, this is AKZ.
Existieren.
Akzeptieren. Akzeptieren. Good. I must.
Ich muss.
But it's irregular, no? It's not coming directly from müssen. It's slightly irregular.
Ich muss.
Ich muss. With a normal U. Ich muss. So that's slightly irregular. But then we have you must, speaking formally. You plural must. They must.
Sie müssen.
Sie müssen. There we have the U with the two dots on the top, giving it that E quality. No? Müssen. They must copy it there. They must copy it there.
Sie müssen es da kopieren.
It's to copy now, no?
Kopieren.
I didn't hear the N on the end, so it didn't sound like to copy. It's very important to hear the N. The R is getting swallowed up there, no? But the N is important. Sie müssen es da kopieren. So the word for we is?
Wir.
Wir. The word for us is uns. Uns.
Uns.
Spelled U-N-S. Uns. How would you say they must inform us? So inform is a Latin verb.
Informieren.
Informieren. So they must inform us.
Sie müssen uns informieren.
Very good. Sie müssen uns informieren. They don't interest us. How do you think is to interest?
Interessieren.
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 The T here becomes an S. Interessieren.
Interessieren.
So, they interest us not. They don't interest us.
Sie interessieren uns nicht.
Exactly. Sie interessieren uns nicht. And again, soft nicht. Ich.